predicting the loss. I mean, the game against the Buffalo Bills. Let's talk about it.
Wait a minute, sir. It's too early for this kind of pessimism. I'm not sure I'm not sure I'm feeling your vibe this morning, bro.
Hey, well, you got to give me your keys to a victory, brother. Because based on what I've seen this entire season, Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen are coming in here, and yeah, I'm not really feeling it. But look, guys, I've caught a lot of heat, Omar. Like,
you have.
The comment section has been on my ass. We're like, dog, all of a sudden you dropping off the bandwagon. You don't see him as a Super Bowl contender. No, not right now. Not 11, 12 penalties a game. No. And I don't see how they gonna clean it up, in a week, and all of a sudden miraculously become this super disciplined team that can beat the Josh Allens of the world that ain't gonna miss wide open touchdown passes like the Anthony Richardsons and the Trevor Lawrences of the world.
Right.
So, hey, this is a channel dedicated to
being for real
Super Bowl. But guess what? It's only week 5, Omar. I'm not saying that I don't believe that the squad can turn it around. I just don't think they're going to turn it around week 5.
Well, welcome everybody to the Bull Run Sports Podcast channel. Typically, we're a little more optimistic on this channel than that, but I can't really fault you, bro. I mean, it's not. It doesn't. This is a David and Goliath story. It does not look good at this moment. The problem is that in that scenario, David has a lot more weapons than he's been using, right?
He does. Yeah, David got a Tommy gun this time instead of a slingshot.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just not using our weapons.
We're not able to get to it.
I know
we falling stumbling out the gate to get to our arsenal.
So this is perfect. You set this up perfectly. I've queued up a couple of things that I want to get your thoughts on. One of them being this. Where did it go? Come on. That's not it. Here it is. All right. So I'm gonna read off this stat and then I want to get your thoughts on this. Have you seen this?
No.
At Nate Tice. Okay. So this is the repercussions of having a poor running game. For those of you that are just listening, the Texans have faced the longest average distance to go on third down since week 1 at 10.1 yards. Now, what that sounds like is like, all right, okay, what does that mean? Well, what that means is that more often than not, on downs 1 and downs 2, the Texans have been going backwards. I'm going to say that a little louder for the people in the back. On down 1 and down 2, more often than not, the Houston Texans have been going backwards. Not advancing the football, going backwards. And I'm pretty sure if I dug into this stat, I would venture to find out that penalties is the number one reason why we're going backwards. But this stat alone.
Of course, Omar. I mean, of course, that's what's happening.
But it's insane to think that an NFL team, when given 2 downs to advance the ball, more times than not, go backwards.
But I mean, obviously, that's not, that tells a part of the story, right? But you hit it on the head. It's the penalties. Our offense is creating positive plays. Then we get, right before the third down, Thompson will move, something will happen. Then we'll have to go back. Then we're in these third and long situations. Then you get people criticizing, no, why doesn't Bobby Slug open up the playbook? Because you're in the third and 12, you're in the third and 15 constantly. Like if we could get a normal flow, be in the 3rd and 4 situations that we're in before the penalties start. And look, bro, on average, it's up until this point in the season, bro, 11, 12 penalties a game.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah, we're in double digits Every game. The last
That's
3 games have been in double-digit penalties. Every game. Plus
unreal.
almost, I think, one. If I'm not mistaken, the game against. I want to say the game against. I can look it up, but there's only been one time it was like 80 something yards, like 11 penalties or 12 penalties for like 80 something yards. The last couple have been in the 3 digits.
Drive killers, though. And that's how you get this stat. That's how you get there to that stat, bro. You're starting on average, dog. It says you're starting third down, 10 or plus yards, third and 10 plus. That's a winning formula, bro.
The average is 10.1.
That's
when you're starting third down. 10.1 is the average. What the Texans have been doing over since week 1.
Come on, man. And some, like I say, the comment section has been tough on your boy, which begs the question to me, guys. We've always credited you guys. If you're watching this right now, or probably with the pessimism, you probably clicked off. But if you still rocking, and you're like, okay, I want to at least hear them out and understand.
Right.
Dude, I don't understand how anyone is questioning the reality of what we're talking about right now, bro. Like, somebody commented in the comment section, this is the worst 3-1 team in the NFL right now, and I agreed and liked the comment. And I was like, yeah, it's absolutely true. And people started going off. They were like, oh, that's ignorant. Like, all this. How? In what way is that ignorant? Like, no good team averages 10 to 12 penalties a game.
Right.
That's not the makings of a good team. We're not a good team right now.
No.
We're lucky to be 3-1. We're lucky that our schedule has permitted us to play horrible quarterbacks that are not capitalizing on our mistakes, us shooting ourselves in the foot. But I have no clue why people are getting upset at the fact that we're just speaking facts. Now, do I think that we have time to turn it around? Because these are self-inflicted wounds. These are discipline things, Omar. These are things that, talent-wise, man, we're there. We can hang with anybody in the league. But discipline-wise, just football one-on-one, bro, we're not there. And like I say, just after the week, I don't think that they're gonna clean it up. For this game, unfortunately, and Josh Allen is gonna make us pay for those mistakes.
I don't disagree with you, man. I mean, one of the so your pessimism is warranted, right? I don't want to act like it's that you're crazy. You're talking crazy talk, because it's true. The Bills are 3-1, we're 3-1, but we're not the same team, right? I mean, it's like this isn't. Vegas has it as a pick 'em, essentially. I mean, they have the Buffalo Bills at a 1-point favorite. We're at home, so like it's looking like a pick 'em on paper, but it's certainly not a pick 'em.
Yeah.
One of the things that one of the people I enjoy listening to, Charlie Palillo, he mentioned that that Vegas hasn't quite figured out the Texans yet. They don't quite know. And I think that's a testament to the fact that Vegas sees what we see, which is there's such a great team. And if they ever put it together, it's going to be a bloodbath for whoever they're playing, right?
Absolutely.
And so because of that, they're not really putting odds out there that make us look like
what a tough job. Yeah, what a tough job for Vegas, because that's so true. If they would just be disciplined, dude, we'd be balling out of control. It's somebody was saying there's no such thing as like momentum or whatever, which I think is complete bullshit. Like,
I don't know who said that, but they're crazy.
Yeah, it was a debate online I saw recently. I'm like, of course there's a such thing as momentum. And Laremy Tunsil consistently kills. He's a momentum killer, bro.
Yeah.
He's a momentum killer, and we just can't get into that rhythm. We talk about rhythm all the time on this show, Omar, and we haven't been able to hit a rhythm. But to your point, bro, the Vegas odd makers, man, I'm sure they're pulling their hair out, bro.
Yeah, of
course. It's like, yes, if the Texans could just be disciplined, allow our team to get in a consistent rhythm, with the offense game in, game out, because I mean the defense is saving our ass in a way as well.
Right.
There's some leaks here and there. the secondary, is getting burnt at times.
Right.
We're not able to create the pressure that I think we were thinking going into the season. Right, it's like Daniil and Will Anderson ain't hitting home to a lot of these guys. And like I say, we're benefiting from terrible quarterback play. Some of these
Right.
guys have all day in the backfield and are just missing wide open
Yeah.
receivers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all these things contribute to, like the Vegas odd makers, man. It's a tough job. But yeah, I just
More often than not, they're getting it wrong. And
yeah.
it's interesting because they just can't get a good grasp on what to do.
Look,
One of the
if you guys
things
watching this right now, if you think you got a good grasp on what the Texans are going to do this game versus the
yeah,
Buffalo Bills, this is the game right here. Comment section down below, man.
right.
You correctly guessed the score of the game
In this
uh,
video
in
down
this
below,
video right here. This video only. We're
winner
gonna
and
send you some
score.
free merch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Guess the winner, guess the score. And if you
yeah.
get it right, we'll reach out to you
Don't
and we'll
be
send you out a free
don't be
t-shirt.
trying to be like, oh, I guessed the score correctly, but you had it flip flop.
Yeah.
If you guessed 28-7 that the Texans were going to win, and it ended up being the inverse of that. Is you got to correct you got to
Yeah, correct.
correctly
Yeah.
guess the winner, everything like that, man. And we're gonna get you out a shirt of your choosing from our bullrunsports.com merch shop, man.
Yep.
Check
You
it
also
out.
got to be subscribed.
Got to
We're
be
gonna
a
check that.
subscriber.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Be a subscriber. We're very proud of this giveaway, man. We like this
we want
because
to
we know you
we
guys
want to
like
give
to.
a shirt away.
Yeah,
we want one of y'all to win.
we want to do it. So look, hey, are y'all gonna be in there? Oh man, Texans 31-0. Or y'all gonna be a little bit more realistic, like your boy?
Yeah.
And I
We'll
want to
get
see.
to
I want to see.
predictions here shortly. But one of the things that I'm looking at is, you asked the question. It's like, what are you pointing at that makes you think that we have a chance at winning this game, right? And
Yeah.
I'm pointing at last week when they played the Ravens. I was really hoping, and you know what? We'll get into this as we're talking about this, because here's our injury report for the week,
Yep. This is a big deal.
and it's not looking too hot, man. We're not in a good spot, because one of my keys to victory, if victory is something that we're going to work towards, is the running game. I was looking at the stats from last week. Total yards was 427 that the Ravens were able to put up against the Bills. 270 of it was on the ground.
Yeah.
They absolutely pounded the rock. They had a total of almost 32 minutes of total possession time.
That's how you win games.
And that's how you absolutely win games. Their, third down efficiency was almost half. They ran they ran less plays, but they were getting to the quarterback. I think they had like 3 sacks against Buffalo. So the two big things that we have the capacity to inflict on them as well is running game, if we have a healthy Joe Mixon, which, as you guys can see on the injury report that I have pulled up here, did not practice on Wednesday, did not practice on Thursday. Not sure what's going on.
It's so weird, right?
Yeah, limited practice on last Thursday, full practice on last Friday, didn't suit up, was out there in street clothes. No, actually, I think he suited up, didn't he? But he was on the bike.
No, I don't. No, that was Tank Dell.
Oh, Tank Dell. That's something. Okay.
Joe Mixon was in street clothes, man. But it's like, what happened? Did he tweak something in one of those practices to set him back? Because it's like,
man.
Usually if you're trending that way, if you're practicing, you're gonna play. And
Right.
I was very surprised to see that he didn't play. And this report this week does not bode well at all for
it doesn't.
playing.
So the two big things that the Ravens were able to do was get the ball running and get pressure on the quarterback. Now, Allen's
the things that we literally just said that we're struggling with.
Exactly. But the problem is that we're struggling with them, and we have the tools to execute, and we're just not. For whatever reason, we're just not, right? I mean, Hunter was all but gone from the game last week. We couldn't I didn't hear Hunter's name not one time last week.
He was getting, they were consistently chip blocking him like the entire game. Which, man, we got to figure something out. We got to get more pressure on the quarterback. We've talked about it. D'Amico typically doesn't send too much pressure, additional blitzes and things like that. But we gotta get Josh Allen off his spot some kind of way. We can't allow him to just sit back in the pocket. Plus, I mean, we know Josh Allen, right? Like, you coming into the league, he was a little erratic. You could count on him making one or two major boneheaded blunders a game, but he's not that guy anymore, bro. He's become a solid QB, man. And we gotta get him to revert back a little bit, man. To I mean, shoot, we beat him in a playoff game here, back in the day. But like I say, this ain't the same kid, man. He's a beast. He's a monster. But yeah, it's gonna start up front for sure. We gotta get some pressure on that man, bro.
No Mixon, no Pierce at practice. Tank Dell limited practice.
I think he gonna play.
I think so too. And to give one of my keys is that three-headed monster has to eat this weekend.
Got to.
That three-headed monster absolutely has to eat this weekend. There's no doubt about that. We don't have a running game right now. Right? I mean, we cannot march what's his name? Not Akers out there. And as much as I love Agumbawale, I love Agumbawale. But he is a third down back, very situational back at best. He's not a number one. He's not a number one back.
He's not. He does play his role very well.
Very well. Yes.
He's been given Cam Akers. I mean, obviously, look at the Jags game, bro. He was in the game like that closing drive. Like, he was the one that was dependent on the most. So just, bro, the love that you've had for Agumbawale all through offseason coming into the beginning of the season, the rest of the fan base is coming around to seeing exactly why we are so high on Dare Agumbawale, man.
Love the kid, man. I mean, ever since seeing what he was doing in preseason, I just, the way he runs with power, force, but also with some level of like flow, and just I like him.
We got to keep him in his role, though. That's the thing.
Yes.
He's a phenomenal third down back. He understands pressure. He understands the blocking scheme and everything like that to make sure that CJ can get off a good throw on third down and create these opportunities that Laramie Thompson will put us in these long 3rd and 15s, and be able to pull a rabbit out the hat and find Nico Collins across the field or in the middle of the field. Something, so Dare is indispensable, bro. I mean, we gotta have him back there in that role. So, I mean, Cam Akers got to be the man on those first and second down runs. JJ Taylor, whatever. We gotta have him.
We need to see the tornado. The tornado needs to be in full effect.
Got to be, bro. Because I mean, we can't overextend Dare. I mean, he got to stay in that third down role, bro. This is a big one, though, man. Our injury report is what it is. But the Bills, look, the top one, bro. Deion Dawkins, that's their left tackle.
Yes.
We talk about it all the time. Look, left tackle, extremely important position.
Right.
Ours is slow. He's mentally challenged, unfortunately. He's great when he can physically get into what he needs to do, but he's
on the short bus, bro.
But you got to have a great left tackle, and there's potentially it could be out. Now, he had a limited practice on Thursday, but look, if he's banged up, man, that's not obviously something you want to see.
Right? No, we want to see that. We want to see it. We want our defensive backs to go after that hamstring. I'm looking for somebody to go right for the hamstring. I'm talking about helmet to the hamstring on the first play.
Oh, man, you created a bounty gate, bro.
Hey, look. If any Texans defensive end is listening to this, I got a free T-shirt.
Damn, did we make them that big, bro?
Oh, hey, we'll figure it out, bro.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out, man. The other one on here that's a big one is Khalil Shakir, man. That's their guy. That's essentially their number one receiver, bro, right now. And I got him on my fantasy team. And bro, I look, like I say, people may be watching the show and be like, damn, are you even a Texans fan? Because dog, not only was I gonna start his ass, but I wish that there was two of them that I could start, against the Texans, bro. Like I say, they ain't getting no pressure. Josh Allen is not gonna miss these throws. If Khalil plays, he gonna eat, and he gonna eat good. All right. But look, he hasn't practiced. It don't look like the brother is gonna play. So I'm gonna have to bench him.
You got to bench him.
These those points. He probably was gonna drop 30 on the Texans, bro.
I hope not, man. I mean, he did what did he do last week? Not much last week, but I guess he had a short game.
Well, look, they struggled last week. They asked it.
Your mic's a little fuzzy. You're fuzzy.
Mic check.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's having their number one wide receiver out, having their left tackle out, definitely bodes well for us. Josh Allen with a left hand injury.
He don't need that. He don't need that left hand. He'll
full
be
practices. Right. Yeah, he'll be all right. But
Ed Oliver is a big one.
Defensive tackle.
Because look, we talked about it, man. Von Miller is suspended. He's out. Ed Oliver's a monster, bro. That's a local boy, bro. And he's been a monster. He is a monster. He's out there. He's limited.
Yep. You got it?
Yeah.
No, you're still.
Mic check.
There you go. We got you.
Yeah. Ed Oliver, man. Ed Oliver misses or ain't 100%. That's gonna bode well for us as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, especially since our offensive line isn't necessarily the greatest in the world, but man, I'm just it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out, right? Because we don't have. I mean, hopefully we get Tank back, but I mean, our offensive line for the most part is okay. Where did I see Scruggs? There it is. Juice Scruggs is out. Limited practice a couple of weeks. So I mean, we'll see how it goes. But one of the things that I wanted to I got a little echo coming through.
Go ahead.
You good?
Yeah.
You're not coming in through this mic. So
good, brother. What you got?
We can edit. We can edit, so we can clean this up later. But you're coming in through your video mic.
What you got, brother?
Oh, you got it. Okay. So one of the things I wanted to look at was one of the stats that came out, and I can't remember where I read this stat, but Henry To'oTo'o, number one linebacker when it comes to one of the highest rated linebackers in the league this week. I'm really hoping that he's going to come through and put out some, get some pressure on Allen. I mean, that's going to be the number one thing, is getting him, like you said, getting him out of his box, getting him to move around, and ultimately, have him, put him in a situation where he's having to make some tough throws, right? I mean, Allen is a pretty mobile quarterback. I mean, he can get first downs on his feet if he needs to. And that's going to be another element that we're going to have to look at, because for the first time, we're dealing with a mobile quarterback who's a mobile threat, but also can throw the ball, right? I mean, we were up against Richardson, who, yes, very mobile, very big guy, can do a lot on his feet, but can't throw worth a damn. Caleb Williams, for all intents and purposes, was his first real NFL game. So he was, still bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. He didn't know what was going on. And then, we just got smacked around by the Vikings. So this is going to be the first time where we're dealing with a quarterback who's mobile, but can also throw the ball really well and is a really big threat. And containing him is going to be an absolute key to doing anything in this game, I think.
Yeah, man. Man, my apologies on my sound, guys, but it's imperative that we try to do something to get Josh Allen off the spot. I mean, it's just it's not gonna happen.
It's gonna be tough, man.
He's gonna torch us. But like you said, bro, that's why it's so important that this game is gonna have to be a shootout. Now, what I do believe in and what I'm very optimistic in is CJ Stroud. Like we have absolutely no debate about that. Like,
no, of course not.
CJ is the man. CJ has saved our ass. Going back to even last year, his rookie season, man, we know the kid is capable. That's why we have so much hype in this team at all in the first place, because he is so capable, you know. So we talked about our three-headed monster eating. Look, we haven't even talked about the elephant in the room. The reunion, the Stefon Diggs, Buffalo Bills, like the Josh Allen, as he throwing shade at Diggs, all this kind of stuff, man. Diggs is going to want to play a big game. He's going to want to have a huge game. He's going to want to eat harder than he's ever ate before. And I think he's going to have a big game. You know, like you said, we don't have a run game. We got to go to our guys. We got to go to our dogs, you know. We've established that Nico is the man. Nico, I mean, is there an argument that he's not top 5, hell, top 3 receiver?
I would, yeah. What's the other kid's name? I can't forget. He's definitely not, if not one, number 2. You know, top wide receiver. Definitely top 3. He's on pace to be 2K for the year. I mean, wide receiver and yards.
That's nuts.
The kid's crazy, man.
That's not, and he's such a quiet guy. He's like all the intangibles is like an Andre Johnson. It's like we almost felt silly at the beginning of the season making these comps, making the comparisons, but he's playing to that level, like 100%, absolutely. You know, so, bro, come on, man, you got to give credit where credit is due. He's a beast. So Nico gonna do his thing. He saves our asses on third downs consistently. He's the go-to guy. We got Diggs who's gonna be up for this game. That's gonna want to get his revenge. And you know, Tank Dell hasn't had the breakout game yet this season, and we're gonna have to air it out without a run game. You know, man, without Von Miller, if Ed Oliver's out, man, and they not able to get the pressure on us, you know, this could turn out to a shootout. And you know, I like CJ with the ball in his hand, bro.
I'm with you on that as well. Where it's like, hey, if it's gonna come down to just a straight up shootout, I like our weapons and CJ versus their weapons and Josh Allen.
Yeah,
it's just here's what I wanted to share with you. This is what I need from Stefon Diggs this week. You ready? You remember this? You remember this? This is Fitzpatrick. This is Fitzpatrick's pregame speech when he was playing against the team that he was coming from.
But this thing means something to me. Yeah. It means something to me. Yeah. So if you care about me, if you want to know how to play today, look at me. Everybody, you know, I will leave for the win.
Let's go. I love it.
If that don't get you fired up, bro, you don't have a pulse.
Yeah, man. The Lorax getting it all fired up, bro.
Oh man. When I saw that, somebody posted that on Reddit. When I saw that, I got so hyped. I was like, oh shit. I gotta share that one. We got one more thing that I wanted to bring up, which I had queued up, which is you and I have been talking a lot about, you know, accountability, right? You know, what's going on? Why is everybody, you know, is it a coaching thing? Why is everybody looking so happy? And you know, it's like, come on, guys, we're winning these games, but we're winning them in horrible fashion. We're eking out wins against teams that we should be absolutely blowing out. You know, we're stumbling, we're struggling. And yet, you know, you and I have talked about this. Whenever we're interviewing players, everybody just seems to be in a great mood, and we don't feel like that's acceptable. We don't feel like that's something that, because we're not feeling that way, right? Like we don't feel the positivity and the excitement. We don't think that the way that we've been playing is commensurate to what we are on paper as a team. And there was an interesting excerpt that came out of the Steve Smith podcast. That was so Steve Smith and James Palmer, who's I think he was the ESPN guy, wasn't he, or something like that. And they had a few things to say because Palmer was actually on location at the Jags game after the win, and this is what he had to say about that win. So it's very interesting to me what he saw.
Steve, we're going to close it out. I hit the road. Good. I'm not going to lie. Nothing against the family, but it was, hitting the road's always a positive thing for me. I like talking to people face to face. I like being there. I like seeing the game and working the locker room and digging deep and trying to get some storylines that nobody else has. I went down to Houston, saw those Texans get back on track, kind of, with a win over the winless Jaguars. CJ Stroud has a game-winning drive. I get to the locker room. It's a ghost town. It was the worst winning locker room I have covered in 15 years of the NFL. I mean, my head's on a swivel. I'm like, did they not just have a game-winning drive, score with seconds left, and win this game? And there's nobody to be found. Guys who are in there are not talking. I go up to Stefon Diggs. Hey, man, you want to chat? I'm not talking today. Okay.
Wow.
Laramie Tunsil talked for like 30 seconds. And I'm trying to dig, going like, what? Am I missing something here? And then I kind of got to the bottom of it, making some calls and some texts. This is a team, Steve, that I think everybody had as a Super Bowl contender after CJ Stroud's unbelievable rookie season. Then they just get destroyed by the Vikings 2 weeks ago. Eke out, like I said, a win against the Jaguars. And essentially what I was told was, we cannot keep playing like this if we want to get to the places we believe we can get to.
What are your thoughts on that, man? For me, it was really refreshing to hear that.
Yeah,
I was happy to hear that was the case in the locker room after we won, but we barely eked out that win, man.
I love it. I mean, it's basically what we've been saying the whole time, bro. We're not happy. We're not satisfied. We know that the players know. And look, if you're a fan, you're watching us and you've been sticking with us, even though we've been a little pessimistic and everything. Look, it's not just us, it's the players. Okay, right. It's our team. It's the actual guys out there. They understand that this is not acceptable, that we're so lucky to be 3-1, that we are a terrible 3-1 team, and they're not satisfied. And I'm glad to see this, Omar. They're not in there celebrating, these wins. They're not happy being this version of a 3-1 team. So I was ecstatic when I saw this, bro, because I'm like, hey, they get it. They understand. They know that they got to correct these things. And look, I hope, I pray that they can go out there and clean it up in this week 5. I'm just realistic. It's going to take time to clean up these things, unfortunately. You don't go consistently double-digit penalties every game and all of a sudden just become this well-oiled machine in the very next game. We know that it's going to take time. So that's where my pessimism for this particular game comes from. Do I think that later on in the year we'll be able to beat the Chiefs and the Ravens of the world, the Lions on the back end of the season? Hey, if we clean up our shit, yeah. Mm-hmm. But this game, no.
The pessimism continues. The pessimism I'm not mad at it, man. I think it's warranted. You look at the paper, you look at the stats, you look at everything that we've been doing, the things that we haven't been doing, everything that's been happening with our offensive line, with our inability to run the ball. This is looking like a game that is not going to work out well for us, right? So, you want to get into final predictions? I think we've beat the dead horse enough.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? How bad do you think we're going to lose? Because obviously you think we're going to lose.
Yeah, man. Just, we talked about it turning into a shootout, right?
Yeah.
That's great. You trust the ball you trust the game with the ball in CJ's hand, right? But at the end of the day, we talked about it so much. It goes hand in hand. You need to have a good run game. to be able to open up things for the passing game. You can't become a one-trick pony. Let them know. You show your hand. Like I say, with all the undisciplined play, CJ can't do hard counts. He can't do anything to get the defense off balance. We got to play fundamental ball. We got to go in here and show that we're a competent football team. So with that being said, just getting back to the basics, it's not going to spell a win. I don't think that we're going to get a win. I think that Buffalo going to put up at least 38 on us. I'd say 38-21, man.
Whoa, 38-21.
Yeah. Like I say, our defense has bailed us out, but at the same time, man, we have seen that these lesser quarterbacks, if they would just hit a couple throws, it could get real ugly. And we saw it against Minnesota. Right now, Sam Darnold is the front runner MVP. We saw how ugly that game got, by playing the game that we played the entire season. We played the exact same way the entire season, but when we ran up against a competent quarterback, a good team, we saw how easy it could get out of hand. And this one will be around the same, bro.
You ready for my annoyingly optimistic take?
Let's go, baby. Let's get it.
So I'll start with final score. Final score 27-30. And I think we eke this thing out by a field goal at the end. Again, talking about a few things, right? The three-headed monster, I think, is absolutely. This is going to be if there is ever a moment for Stefon Diggs to have a breakout game, it's going to be this game. And that three-headed monster, I think, is going to be what we've been talking about it being this entire season, right? Because so far, it hasn't been a three-headed monster. It's been a one-headed monster, and his name is Nico Collins. But I think this game, more than anything, because we don't have a running game right now, if for some reason the Texans are just putting Mixon on the did not practice list and are going to suit him up on Sunday, last minute, he'll be a last minute game call or something like that. Barring anything like that, we're going to have to get this game. This win is going to have to come in the air. There's no doubt about that. And going off of what Palmer just said about, the mood in the locker room after that win, I got the feeling, I'm getting the feeling that Ryan's and all the coaching staff are done with the pleasantries, right? We have to tighten this up, or things are going to start happening. And I'm hoping that the team gets the message this week, right? After that, what happened in that locker room after that quote unquote win. So I have to feel like, again, that three-headed monster is absolutely going to eat. And I got a feeling that with their left tackle being out, and them not being able to put a lot of pressure on us, I got a feeling Hunter's going to really pick things up this week, and he's going to eat as well. So he's going to be a big part of that as well. So that's my prediction. 27-30. I think we eke out a last minute. Kaimi Fairbairn puts on his cape, wins this thing for us.
Hey, I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it. It's funny. It's so funny because our preseason predictions, you had us losing this game. I had us winning it. Now we flip-flopped. And look, guys, I'm so sorry. I know I'm pissing a lot of fans off right now, but I'm a realist, man. I watched the games. I've watched every single second of every single game, went back, watched all 22 film. Like it's just not good. We're not putting up good showings right now. Yeah. So it's not that I don't have warm, fuzzy feelings about the team, or I'm not a fan any longer. I want to see them lose. No, not at all. I mean, it's like, bro, you know what your limitations are. Like you, like I said, I'm looking at it through the most realistic lens that I possibly can. And this is just the determination that I have. Omar, respect. I love your prediction. Hell, I hope that it comes true. I really do. I would love to come out of this week 4-1 with a very improbable win. But time will tell, man. So y'all know what to do. Hit us up in the comment section with y'all's predictions. Obviously, with the payoff and the reward being some free merch, man. And yeah, we will see how it goes, man. Hey, Astros in the playoffs, go Stros, and they're out.
I was telling somebody at work yesterday. I was like, well, I watched a total of 2 games of baseball this year, and that was cool. So it's like, like I have our championship rings up here, but I watch during the playoffs. I'm a playoff watch. I am a total casual Astros fan. I don't, there were some guys up there that I had no idea who they were. So I'm completely a casual when it comes to baseball. But
you're not alone, bro. I think that's a good percentage of the city, man.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, odd year, bro. Odd year. It's gonna be odd not having the Stros making a deep run, bro. But that's how it goes sometimes.
It was a sacrifice so the Texans can make their deep run. So we're going to the Super Bowl now. We can't get greedy. You know what I mean? We can't win the pennant and win the Super Bowl.
We are going to the Super Bowl. All right. Hear me out. All right. We're not gonna win this game, but it's not a prerequisite for winning the Super Bowl overall. It's a marathon, not a sprint, guys. We don't have to win every single game. But we got a lot of stuff to clean up. And I just don't see it being cleaned up before this game. But Super Bowl bound, baby.
Let's go. Remember, folks, put your predictions in the comment section. I need score and winner. Don't be trying to pull no funny shit. And if you're subscribed, we'll pick your comment and we'll send you out a t-shirt from bullrunsports.com merch shop. We appreciate you guys watching. If anything crazy comes out between now and Sunday morning on the injury front, if somehow Mixon ends up being that he's going to suit up, we'll come to you with a quick update on the injury front, and then we'll keep you guys updated. But other than that, we'll see you guys Sunday after the game for our live streams as we always do. So we'll catch you guys on that. Remember that you can join us on the live stream by clicking on the link that we're going to provide in the chat during the live stream. So we kind of like to treat it as a call-in show and get you guys' opinions. So
always a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, those are a blast, man. Those are a blast. But yeah, until then, we'll catch you guys on Sunday, and we'll see y'all on the next video. Love y'all. Peace.